one time I went to a high school wrestling event, and there was one dad or family member talking smack about the other kids. The other guy's kid on the mat, just like running things parents shouldn't say in front of other people's kids about their kids, like while knowing damn well they're
that's
all
a dangerous
and
thing
I
to
saw,
do.
Yeah.
I saw a grown man from the top of the bleachers dive on another grown man at the bottom of the bleachers. This man dove like a puma over like 8 rows of people.
Yeah.
And just started beating the police had to pull them out, and I'm like, this is a high school wrestling event.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, and there's
0 to 100 real
youth
quick.
sports also get crazy like that. See, we came from a family where no matter what happened, it was never anybody's fault but mine when it came to things that happened in sporting events. So it always came back to me getting yelled at rather than like my own father talking bad about another child. It was just my fault. Yeah,
Dude, that's
yeah.
tough.
What
That's
were you
tough.
doing?
Nothing.
You got to get to the puck quicker,
Yo,
man.
listen here.
Walking home a lot.
If any sports people are watching this, Matt Canada is one of the most reliable and fucking agile defensemen you will see on the ice. Hands down, period, bar none. I'm done.
Well, again, contrary to what my father would say, but I do appreciate it. Yeah. So, but yeah, it would. I know.
Again, is it not comical though to think about? Like, imagine you, grown man, and now imagine you looking at a child you don't even know their fucking name, but you're just like,
talking
you're fucking
shit about them.
suck, bro.
You're trash, guy.
Yeah, you're
like,
trash. Get better. Get better.
Yeah.
There's something
At
going
that
on
point,
there.
yeah, at that
Can't
point,
understand it.
And-
Like there's a
and-
level of there's like a lack of self-awareness in that.
Oh yeah.
Like there's no way because if you
Unless
there's no
it's
way
being
they're,
done
they're
in-
thinking about what they're doing. You know what I mean? Because if you
Oh.
stop and think about that for 2
That's the
seconds,
dairy. That's the dairy. That
And-
he smelled the dairy and
yeah.
acted. No thought.
And
Quick,
people
boom.
are
See,
people
and then
are
the
always
cart
like
with the horse
right?
in
And
it.
then the cheese and the
The
horse
cheese is
holding
now
the cheese. in
the
cart.
cheese is somehow now in the cart, and I think the horse might be eating it.
The
I'm
horse,
not-
the horse
But
is eating cheese.
The problem is too is people then it also becomes a competition too where people are like, oh, parents in this sport are the worst. No, parents in
Yeah.
all fucking youth sports are the worst.
Facts.
I only played 2 of them
Facts.
growing up, hockey and soccer, and I can tell you
Both were bad.
without a doubt there were crazy people on both
Yes.
sides,
And-
like at all times.
And it sucks too, because at the end of the day, youth sports is about physical health, growing personally, showing yourself that you can like accomplish things you work towards, cooperation, friendship, teamwork, memories. It's supposed to be all these good things
Winning.
and discipline.
At the
Yeah,
end of the day,
yeah.
it's not actually about the sport or winning, right? It's like the sport, playing it over these years just instills positive things in you. You know what I mean? And then these parents are out here fist fighting over like the
Yeah.
match itself. And
Yeah.
it's
I
like,
know.
don't you see that your child is like psychologically and socially happy doing this? Why are you about to like
Right,
you
it's
know,
all
I
make
know,
it
and then when you're that kid and all that's going
Yeah,
on
you're
around you,
blindsided.
you're that kid that's sitting there like, oh Jesus, like
Well, and a lot of the times, though, see, I agree with what you say. I mean, I may put a bit more of an emphasis on the winning part.
no.
Yeah.
You play to win.
Yeah.
But when you look back, you don't go, oh man, I had 500 wins. You go, oh man, I
it was
remember
so
that
much
game where I
fun,
pushed
yeah.
past my limit or
Uh-huh.
like that time in the
But
locker
that's
room.
the thing, though, and I've noticed this too because as you know, I've gotten older, I've been able to coach and train different
That's
athletes
awesome.
and stuff like that. And the biggest thing that I think you notice is oftentimes the parents that are the craziest, their kid doesn't even want to be there.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes that's because of the parents. Sometimes
They're
it's
trying to,
just
like,
like
live through
they're
their
making
kid.
they're making me do this. I don't even want to be here. That's why I'm not as good, and that's
Mm-hmm.
why they're taking their anger out on every other parent on this team, or the coach
Mm-hmm.
or whatever. Like a rule of thumb to anybody out there that's listening to this, that's like preparing to have a child or wants to have a child in the future, you should never there is not one single reason ever,
Kody,
in
listen.
my opinion.
Yeah, turn your headphones.
yeah, hold on.
that a parent should go have a conversation with a coach about their child from an athletic perspective. Like if you're like, oh, what snack do I need to bring next week? Fine conversation.
Yeah, I
But
was gonna
You
say
stick to
I
the
know.
carrot sticks.
Usually when it comes to like sports and everything, like I was in sports as a kid, but like count me out with any kind of sports talk. I know nothing.
Like, you know, it goes back to what you were saying. Kids play sports for all of these reasons, right?
Yes.
To build these attributes. and learn these
Right.
life lessons and whatever. And some people have tried to make arguments against that, but at the end of the day,
No.
I agree with it.
Think
because
about
that's-
Rosin, bro.
Yeah,
What
exactly.
did Rosin teach you?
He
Rosin
is-
taught me that if
and-
I put my head down and fucking work, I can do it,
and
dude.
he
That's
is
priceless.
That man is one of a kind.
Yeah.
Now, anybody, no
And I'm
matter if
glad
you-
we won a lot
Yeah.
too. But like I said, when I go to the job interview, I don't go. We had 20 wins that season. I'm like, I'm thinking about all the things about my character that was
exactly.
built through that
And-
actually makes me.
Yeah, he's a different breed. But but seriously, if you want your kids to learn that stuff, what good is going up to the coach and bitching that like my kid's not playing enough? Like, dude, it's like 12 under youth soccer. Like every kid plays the exact same.
Yeah,
right?
we don't play
Like, there's-
favorites.
We're just trying to
there's
have them be on the field, kicking the ball in the
They're
right
trying to do the whole
direction,
fun
hopefully.
friendship thing.
Oh yeah, like my kid's better than that kid. Nobody gives a shit right now.
Yeah,
man. They're
hey,
8,
brother.
Like they're 8
wait till
years
he's in
old.
Premier League
Yeah,
in Europe or something.
Exactly.
I
yeah.
don't see your kid on the FIFA video game. So let's just.
And again, like
Not
kids,
yet, not
kids
yet.
that,
Well, he's
kids
gotta
that
be.
deal with that shit usually don't even turn out to be all that successful in sports because they don't know how to handle their own. Like, and there was and going back to when we were in high school, it's a big thing that our coaches always talk about. Like, if you have an issue, when you're in high school, you're old enough to go have an adult conversation, or you should
Facts.
be. If you have an issue, why is your mom calling me? You're a 17-year-old male. Come to me and have a fucking conversation
And ask, hey, why aren't I playing? Is there anything I could do?
You know what? Any good coach will say, like, and sometimes, and I'm not saying you're gonna like the answer, but they'll give you the opportunity to go out there and prove yourself and at least try to become better. So that shit drives me crazy. That was my PSA to parents everywhere.